here with Rich Lamborn, calling this final stadium court matchup of the day where the Olympians will play, along with Taylor Crabb.
You're Hawaii boy, the only guy not representing multiple Olympic Games out there, huh? He'll soon be there.
We have 4 indoor Olympics from Reid Priddy, 4 beach Olympics from Ricardo, and 3 beach Olympics from Jake Gibb. Quite a treat here to finish off the day. Icing on the cake.
Not to mention 5 Olympic medals on the side of Priddy and Santos. 2 golds, 2 bronze, and a silver.
Not too shabby.
It's pretty impressive. I was saying earlier, if you've watched any of the Olympics since 2000 in Sydney, you've seen one of these 3 guys representing their country. That's pretty impressive, and what a treat to have late on a Friday afternoon here in Manhattan Beach.
Absolutely. I'm stoked to be here, that's for sure.
You're shining in your gold lame jacket. You're just excited.
Thank you.
All the way around.
I didn't want to have to tell everyone what I was wearing, but I wanted them to know.
Nothing compliments Maui Gym sunglasses like a gold lame members only jacket, right?
Exactly. I got my Maui Gym swag going on. You want that reflection off the lens, right? How about that angle swing there by Taylor Crabb? Kind of his bread and butter, in my opinion, is his quick arm and angle swing.
Great effort from the big fella from Brazil right there, but to no avail. Trick of lace for Spiker. Jake Spiker Gibb. Maybe the most appropriate middle name of all time in the history of beach volleyball.
I thought it was just a nickname when I heard it, but that's really what his parents named him.
I think most people do. I think all of his brothers at least have that middle name. It's a family name.
Okay.
Spiker, it's, you know, if you believe in destiny and all that kind of stuff, you know, maybe he was just destined to play this sport with the family name.
That would make sense. The gold medalist, the silver medalist, and the bronze medalist back to serve. And he misses. Come on, Ricardo.
Are there other athletes with appropriate names like that? Cedric the Entertainer, I know he's not an athlete, but I mean, that seems to be a pretty appropriate name. I'm not sure that's his given name.
Is that what his parents named him?
Lefty Drizel? I'm going to feel silly for not knowing who that is. Our producer giving us some hints.
I do not know. Oh,
big stoppy.
Just waiting for that one.
That right there, kind of what Jake Gibb is best at, sealing those low angles. So good at keeping his shoulders square and pressing over and penetrating, really. He can cover so much ground just by his hand placement and by staying disciplined with his block. And you saw it right there.
It almost feels silly to say something like Jake Gibb not considered a huge blocker at 6'7", but he's so good with his hands.
I would say that. Definitely a big block, and maybe it was a little bigger a few years ago, which hasn't really taken much off of his game, but it's made him change it a little. I would say Phil Dahlhauser will cover everything high. Jake Gibb will cover everything low and in between.
And does an impeccable job with his timing.
Oh.
To take away, you know, he can read if you're going to shoot, and he'll kind of delay and wait to swat, that kind of stuff. So he can take away some high stuff from you as well. Reid just unloading the cannon. They're a little bit too long on that serve.
Reid, nice change up there down the line. Really interesting to watch his game progress. This is his first year on tour full-time. Where he's fully committed to beach volleyball. Has an indoor style still, in my opinion. Not sure if he's trying to get rid of it or if he's just kind of trying to adopt his own style. Have you heard anything about kind of Reid's approach here as he tries to, he's saying he's going for Tokyo Olympics, so we shall see.
Nice little play on defense from Reid there as we were talking about him. Yeah, I mean, he's certainly, that is the goal, is to make a 5th Olympic Games, this time on the beach.
You're in the stadium.
Probably his #1 difficulty there will be getting tournaments under his belt on the World Tour. It's so hard with no points to even get into those tournaments ahead of, the likes of Jake and Taylor, for example. But his game is progressing kind of exponentially. I think we're all aware of his max potential.
Right, where he's saying he's trying to hack the
game of beach volleyball. Yeah, right. He's invested a lot of time and money in a staff that surrounds him, that helps him sort of shorten the learning curve as it pertains to this game.
Just delivering shots back and forth. Defenders are scooping. Here's Reid with a one-footed approach.
Yeah, Jake tries to sell, but it doesn't work. And here we go. Here's going to be a classic Jake Gibb moment.
No, I think he saw the.
Oh, he's just stalling.
Able
Okay,
to save that one.
I thought he was going to go wait
touch.
at the net and then feign shock when it was called a touch.
It's close.
Yeah, one of the other impressive things about this match is we have T. Crabbs out there, 26, 25?
I believe he is 25 years old.
Okay,
Sticky.
The pause, yeah. Reid wants the replay called. That's a valiant effort. T. Crabbs, I mean, we have to give you a little bit of a hard time. One of your good friends since childhood, and you're having to look at your notes for his age.
Yeah, well, I know he's about a little younger. Taylor is...
We'll give him 25.
I think 25.
So his partner, 41. Ricardo, 42. 41, 42, right in there. Reid, 38.
I'm going to confirm 25 in my notes. And look at that scoop. One-handed. Jake touched it, so he had to go over. And that ball's out. But they call Jake Gibb for the net, I believe. Or did he touch that? Not sure.
Might have been a net. Yeah, the shape that these guys are in at their age and the level at which they're still playing is phenomenal to me. I mean, you look at Jake Gibb, he doesn't look like any 41-year-old I know.
Just out. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, the older guys in our sport have really set the bar for what they're capable of at that age. And I mean, coming into this career, I would have thought maybe late 30s I'd be hanging it up, but that'd be really early if I mean, I played with John Hayden, who when I started playing with him, he was 39. Now he's 44 and still balling.
Nice pickup from your Hawaiian compatriot there. T. Crabbs with the rundown.
Yeah, Taylor's easily the top young defender, best player under 30 now that I'm out. And
you forgot to hit your cough button.
Oh, sorry. But no, he's been a baller his whole life, and he's not scared of any moment. Undersized, but just jumps so well that it really doesn't matter. And it's just consistency and ability to make these spectacular plays and stay relaxed under the pressure is what separates him, and he should be a great player for a long time.
Yep. A couple of the things that we're going to see from Taylor, when you are sort of an undersized guy, as we'll consider him, technical proficiency becomes very important, right? Probably one of the best arm swings on the beach.
Right.
And of course, his ability to just explode on defense and out of the sand when he's attacking balls is unparalleled.
Yeah, exactly. It's a combination of everything, but he can also do every skill. I mean, I wouldn't be scared to send Taylor up to the net to block. He was NCAA Player of the Year in college as an outside hitter. Can really do it all. Technique is on point, and I think that's something he's just developed because he is undersized. So he had to take advantage of every little thing to push it in his favor, and then you put on top his high vert and his speed, and now he's got a perfect beach game.
Right. Yeah, you guys, I think, talk about it a lot, but it's a very pertinent point, especially in beach volleyball, is you grew up playing the game at such a young age that you, even at 25, come to the game with such competence in contacting the ball and just this all-around game that really, I don't know, sets you well ahead of other people of a similar age, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we were just fortunate to kind of to grow up at the Outrigger Canoe Club, and Chris Crabb, Taylor and Trevor's dad. It's kind of one of those old timers at the club that's been playing for years among they've seen all the players come through the club, and he's still playing and still a really good player, understands the game on a whole different level. So they grew up with that, and it's just like they know beach volleyball like the back of their hand. We went and played indoor volleyball because that was the opportunity for us. There is no beach for men in college, but I think this is where most of our hearts have been, and that's why we're out here early in our professional careers.
Well, and you and I have talked about this before, I think, on this live stream. I don't know whether something got spilled into the reservoirs or something, like 25 to 30 years ago in Hawaii. I don't know if there was some Hawaiian Illuminati pact with a bunch of you guys that your parents, where you decided you were going to get together and breed the next generation of amazing American men's volleyball players. But between you, the Crabb brothers, the McKibben brothers, the Shoji brothers, Micah Christensen, who am I missing? We've got
more young guys.
We've got Spencer in there.
McLaughlin, Micah Ma'a.
Yeah.
UCLA.
We've got Brad Lawson in there as well.
Brad Lawson. Yeah, it really comes down to us growing up together, and then that just happens to be where we were. That's what you did if you grew up at Outrigger and you were within our community. A lot of the parents of these people you're talking about, not mine, but McKibben's parents, the Crabb's parents, Shoji's obviously, they're just volleyball families. So we all grew up around it. Anyway, back to the action.
That's been today's edition of the Hawaiian Travel Bureau's Come to Oahu.
Getting paid by HTA. Here we go. Ricardo back to serve, going up the middle, hitting Jake Gibb on that.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. It came out clean. I would call a lift, not a double.
Maybe a lift, yeah. That got a little deep, but I'm not sure about a double.
I think they saw Taylor dive and take it low and kind of blew the whistle a little early on that. It's definitely a tough set to make, but he pulled it off nicely. It definitely didn't spin.
On the replay, no.
I'm not thinking it's a double. Maybe a lift, but just tough break there.
Ricardo probably not pleased with himself for missing that serve. Kind of going back to the conversation we had in the previous match, you want to press that advantage when you've got it, right? Take advantage of a team doubling a ball.
Ooh, big swing there by Reid Priddy. There's that indoor game.
We're seeing more and more of it out here on the sand, though, aren't we, T-Rye?
Yeah, and actually, I love to see this matchup with Reid trying to tee off against a guy like Jake Gibb, who's so good with hand placement. Because to me, you come out the beach with the indoor approach, and you're hitting against a block who can show you things and then take it away really easily. That's going to be tough with it when you're coming in really hard just to hit.
Your only chance, I think, as we saw there with the shoot set from Reid, is to try and get the ball away from that blocker, right? So you have kind of the physical advantage there, and they're left chasing you a little bit.
Yeah.
Not sure if we get a good look at Reid's back. It looks like between their match earlier today and this match, he had some sort of cupping treatment, which I went to the urologist one time and got a similar treatment, but it was had some different results.
Different kind of test. Nice shot by Ricardo.
And he gives us the nay-nay, right?
Yeah.
There's basically nothing you can do on a beach volleyball court that Ricardo hasn't seen at one point in his storied career.
Here we go, Ricardo back to serve. They're down 1 and he misses again. Taylor and Jake, the 1 seed, I remind you. Ricardo and Reid, the 9 seed. So obviously got the favorites here back to serve, but tough matchup for sure. Reid Priddy can continue to get better. It's going to be a tough match. Oh!
Perfectly placed from Little Crabb there.
And great move by Ricardo and by Reid. The problem is they both made the great move and no one was ready to make the next play. But look how smooth Taylor is. He's one of those guys who has good footwork and can get his feet to the ball and get the ball in the right spot. So that's why he has these different tempos you're going to see. Oh. There's Jake with that widespread block. He likes to open his hands real wide and bank on the fact that you're not going to hit it right at him.
Yeah, we'll see this miss by just a matter
of
centimeters.
See how wide his block is. That's how he gets those low angles so well.
Nice high swing off the block of Ricardo. There goes Jake Gibb. They kind of have the early command of this first set, huh? 18-15.
Seems like it every time. Oh, he's going with the timeout. Reid Priddy calling a timeout. Not sure if Ricardo wanted it. Ricardo doesn't want to walk that far.
I thought we were maybe going to get the old school Karchi where he just stays in the serve-receive position during the entire timeout. We don't see that from anybody anymore.
Maybe we can bring it back. A little different vibe these days.
I don't think a lot of people have the chutzpah, as it were, to just stay out there the entire timeout. Probably doesn't breed unity with your partner if you just stay out there solo and fume.
Yeah, not so much.
But, you know, I mean, very few people, well, nobody's Karchi. Got a good one going on court 1. Sorry, the stream isn't up on that. And the delightful sounds of my voice and Try's voice aren't commentating that one, but it's 1 set apiece between Alex Kleinman, Lane Carrico, and Lauren Fendrick, April Ross, fresh off their silver medal in the World Championships in Vienna. Carrico Kleinman leading set number 3, 4-3 out there as we get back to the action on Stadium Court.
Jake jump serving out of the middle. Going to Priddy. Ooh. Kind of something Reid's comfortable doing is hitting with a big approach and just teeing off, right?
Yeah, that set was 8-9 feet off the net, and he just elevated and thumped it. Really nice play from Reid.
Nice short serve here, going to Taylor Crabb. Taylor with a shorter approach. Tries to go with the jumbo. Looks like he lost his vision a little bit. No, it was a poke. Oh, was it?
Interesting. Did he open hand that?
Great play by Jake Gibb. I thought his hand. I thought he went
like that.
I
thought he knuckle poked it. Let's have a look at the replay if we get a chance. Our scoreboard operators have awarded it to Reid incorrect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great call by the referees.
It's interesting though. I remember they.
Oh, that looked like it popped a little bit off of his hand, though. That's a tough call.
I think you call that. I mean, that's kind of the Casey Patterson where he does that and kind of, it's like an open hand, but it pops it off. But if I drop off the net and you do that hit, you have to call it, right?
Yeah, let's see. Does it get fingertip? Yeah, it's got to kind of hit the heel of your hand for it to be a legal play, right?
Yeah, I think that's a good play by Jake Gibb there.
Well, it's a great play by Jake Gibb and a nice call from the referees, unfortunately for Reid and Ricardo.
Ooh.
I would have bet just about every cent I had that Reid was going to swing hard at that one. Jake there to send it back, however.
I like my odds if I'm Jake Gibb with Reid winding up like that and coming in to hit. But they go, Taylor goes at Ricardo.
Oh.
What just happened? What are they calling?
You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Jake's not going to be happy with that.
Yeah, that seems like a missed call to me. I don't know where they thought he net. Let's see if he did. Watch Jake here. No net, no net. What is she thinking? Not sure.
Anytime you get the jumping safe call from Jake Gibb, you can be pretty sure he feels he didn't.
Yeah, there's no net there. I don't know. Where is she calling it? Like right when the ball hit the net?
I'm not.
That's an
she
error.
had it before. Let's have a look here. Is Kathy right on this one? That's
I don't know.
Got it low shoulder.
Maybe?
When he landed.
Low shoulder.
Low
Wow.
shoulder. Let's see if we get another replay. Let's see if we can get the
call.
entire crowd
That's a tough
into
call.
a frenzy. Yeah, she had it right. Just as he landed, his right shoulder barely ticked the bottom of
Let's
the tape.
see this.
Watch it here as he lands. Nothing there. Lands in as he turns to go. Click.
Oh my God, is that even a touch?
Ever so slight.
That's
ever so
almost
slight.
like Jake didn't even feel it.
Right.
So, which is why he's probably arguing so
Which is
much.
why he's arguing. Yeah, and especially
That's
when you
a tough
turn and
one.
go to retrieve the dig your partner made, you don't feel that kind of stuff.
I legitimately believe, Reid just catches it. And that's one thing. The fans love that. But Reid Priddy staying aggressive. Jake's gonna block balls and touch, but Reid really doesn't care if you touch it.
No.
He's just trying to tee. He'd rather you touch it.
Kind of like we were talking about before, though, when you stay that aggressive and when you hit that hard, you force the perfect block from Jake Gibb.
True.
That was a great block from Jake Gibb, but, you know, I mean, a fractional angle there. He catches just the outside of his right arm, does Reid there, and it goes out of bounds. What a scoop from Reid, too.
Tough, and you have to get there a split second sooner because Reid's arm is so fast.
Right.
Got to be explosive and get those hands over quick. Jake honestly was 1/100th of a second away from getting that block.
How about the dig from Reid? He said, Taylor, you thumped that, but that's hardly fast compared to things I've seen coming off the bat of guys like Clay Stanley and Matt Anderson.
Right.
So
Now-
I ain't scared, as it were.
Now, Rich, we mentioned how Reid has an indoor gold medal. I believe you have an indoor gold medal that you share with him. You were the libero on that team playing with Reid Priddy.
Yeah, he shares it with me. He lets me have it on weekends.
Or did they give you guys all gold medals? Is that how it works?
Yeah, they gave one to him and then they gave one to my mom. I think is how that
You certainly have dug balls like that before and seen Reid do that indoors plenty of times. There's Taylor making it look easy against Ricardo, and Reid's all over it. Okay, Taylor
Beast.
Crabb. Again, look at this play. Jake Gibb looking to finish it. No more patty
There
cake,
it
he
is.
says.
Finish the set number 1, yes, gentlemen.
What an amazing display of defense from both sides there.
Taylor Crabb and Jake Gibb in the first.
Ricardo, now, you give me your opinion on this. Ricardo almost apologetic to his partner there that he didn't put that ball away on two. I postulated that's something he never did when he played with Alvaro, is apologize or claim anything was his bad. What do you think, Tri?
No, he definitely, Ricardo definitely rode his partners all the time, and it was rarely his fault, at least from the outside. I don't know what they were saying, but.
Maybe a softer, gentler Ricardo has come to the AVP.
Yeah, exactly. Taking it easy on.
Boss that you have. I know
Well,
you've got it.
when the guy has just as many Olympic appearances as you, you maybe have a different vibe towards you.
Right. Yeah, much like his partnership with Emmanuel, there wasn't a lot of infighting there because they were kind of equals.
Let's check out what Mark Sherman's got going on down in the sand, a little musical chairs, and this tends to get very entertaining.
Yeah. Oh.
And there you go, first round, one,
And
two,
yeah,
and down he goes.
Beardy McGee loses in the first round.
Out of there.
Mark Sherman with the same jacket as you are currently wearing.
Corey Caitlin.
Yes. There's your visual. Here we go. 2 seats.
And, oh.
Psych.
Chivalry is dead.
Psych.
Chivalry is, oh, is it?
I still hear music, Daniel.
Music's still going. I don't know what they're sitting for.
I like everyone doing the pause. And, oh no.
Oh man, this is too easy. You gotta fight for it.
You do.
We've
All
seen,
right, let's see.
last time I saw this game, the chair ended up popped and someone just sat on the plastic.
Oh, DJ with the head fake. All right. Oh, pause.
Oh, where'd he go? Giselle, just stealing the chair.
That's an interesting wrinkle where they.
There it is. Fight for it. You're not in there. You're not there. Somebody fight for it. You're fighting
All right.
for a blender.
Give her the elbow.
You're both in the chair. Act like you care. Really? Really? I'm picking. If you don't get in that chair in 5 seconds, I'm giving it to Greg. Nope, Greg. Greg gets it. And 4. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want to see. Give me some effort. Really? Really? And I think Caitlin for the win. Caitlin's butt is
Caitlin for the win?
All
right.
Yes. Yes.
Caitlin for the win, the other guy for the assault.
Jeez.
I think that guy was a little
Oh, man. Yeah, right here. Caitlin's taking home the
little tentative there to
In her
get too
yoga
aggressive.
shirt. What did she get? A
blender.
A blender? Are you kidding
man.
me? Yeah.
That's a great prize. I would have been way more aggressive for
I
that
would have
thing.
liked to have seen a little bit more fight for that blender there.
Maybe he didn't know what prize he was
Set
getting.
number 2 is a phenomenal finish to the first. 21-18.
With her yoga shirt on, she said she was going to namaste in the chair.
Ooh. Here we go, Reid Priddy. Your ex-partner indoors. Back to serve.
My ex-teammate.
Ex-teammate, that's what I meant.
Beautiful shot, wrist away, Cuddy Taylor, 1-0.
So great to watch Taylor Crabb's arm swing. The second he jumps, that thing's loaded, cocked and ready to fire. And he can shoot from that position or he can unload from that position. And it's anybody's guess on defense as to which he's going to do. Now that's Chowder.
The double contact is the call. Ricardo says, okay.
Both have one set called
2-0.
this match. Oh, a little hubby wife there, but it's in play. They're going to get a chance on D to regain it, and they don't.
Good start here from Gibb and Crabb. Set number 2. Fendrick and Ross have turned the tide in set number 3 out on court 1. Trailed just moments ago, but they lead 12-11 in the third. For those of you interested in that
There's
match.
Priddy teeing off, and Jake gets the block.
Yeah. The straight down block, and it's 4-0.
I'm wondering what the strategy is here with Taylor and Jake against Reid. I feel like Jake's kind of got the green light here. He's reaching for both the lines and angles and relying on Taylor's quickness on, ooh. As Ricardo bangs one. But I'd almost say, Taylor, I trust you to run down Reid's shots. They're not quite as crisp as his hitting is. Let Jake kind of have the green light if he sees something, because with that big indoor arm, he telegraphs when he's going to hit a little bit. But I don't know if that's their strategy. Nice play by Jake.
Ball was on the plane of the net.
Ricardo a little bit upset, wanted an over the net call, but I think Jake well within his rights to go get that ball as it was going on to his side.
It was on the way to his side. Ricardo, I think, wanted to cut it off early so Jake couldn't get there, but I think if it's on its way over, the ref's going to let it go.
Mainly happy there were no ankle injuries from the...
See, there's a shot and Bug's all over it. Sorry, Bug is what I call him. Because he's a scrappy little bug like that.
I thought it's because all of his Instagram posts bug you.
Ah, yes.
Not,
that too. No. We all the older Hawaii guys we grew up with, we call him the Bug.
what's Big Brother Trevor?
Trevor,
What's his nickname?
Trevor self-proclaims himself the King Crab.
King Crab?
And
Okay.
Taylor just takes whatever nickname he got.
Not shockingly, Trevor gives
Nobody
himself
calls Trevor the King Crab except for the King Crab himself.
He's like a Game of Thrones guy where he just claims the throne himself.
Taylor doesn't do much talking. He does this. Oof.
Again, another one of the things that I love about watching guys like Taylor play defense is they use their body as part of their platform almost, right? He's not worried about it getting hit in the chest. That's just another angle he can make to dig the ball with, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. There's Reid trying to do exactly what you said there, but he kind of got his body out of the way there a little more so than staying in there and staying squared up. Watch how he opens up, kind of tries to do a chicken wing, but rather than moving his center line in front of it. That's out of system, but Reid seems comfortable from there. Easy dig for Taylor. Goes at Ricardo, and Ricardo sends it back.
Yeah, I've been impressed to see how quickly Reid's beach defense has improved, just because he, along with Riley Salmon, in my opinion, are the two best position 6 defenders that USA has ever had indoors. Middle back, for those of you who aren't maybe as familiar with the positions on the court. And so he's got the technical ability. He's got the reading ability. Just there are some differences to playing defense on the beach, right? Juking, moving around and digging balls.
Show and take.
Yeah. So his ability to learn that in a hurry has been really impressive, and I think he's doing a really great job out here.
Yeah, I mean, what he's trying to accomplish, you can't just come out and do at the regular pace. You have to do something different. And I mean, no one's ever had such a aggressive goal right off the back. Just like, oh, I'm going to come dominate your sport too. Oh, shoot. Ow. Jake Gibb selling out for his partner, but he shoulders the hard Jumbotron there. That thing is...
Let's hope that's not as bad as it looks this second.
I think he's all right. Just needed to... That thing is not soft, and it's also kind of sharp.
It's serrated almost in a way,
There's a bunch of little lights.
Yeah.
I mean, that shows you the heart of this guy. I mean, he's 41 years old and a blocker, selling out for his 25-year-old partner.
And he's up 8-3.
And he's up. You have the 25-year-old not jumping into the stands, as you would think.
Right.
But Jake Gibb, and says a lot.
Now, there may have been a chance that he thought if he leaned against the billboard while it said Smarty Pants that he could get vitamin uptake.
Let's see here. I don't see any scratches,
really.
really.
Good play, though.
Great effort by...
Just some baby abrasions, maybe.
Great effort there, though, by Jake Gibb, showing some heart.
28 serves, splitting the difference right up the middle. Reid, 5-8.
A momentum swing for the 2 4-time Olympians. Trying to climb back into this set and this match.
Oh, yes.
Right on the line.
Back on the line. We're switching sides at your basic work day, 9 to 5.
There's that athleticism from Reid. I see him making the dig. I see him able to get there, but he didn't put it where he needed it to be to get a better chance to side out, I think. And then he took a look and kind of hesitated a little bit on the shot, and Jake was all over it. That's just kind of the small things that I think need to change, but I mean, he's getting better every match. So,
and it highlights one of the concepts he himself talks a lot about, which is finding your way out of trouble. So that's something he spent obviously years and years and years doing indoor, as we see Jake with another stuff block there. finding your way out of trouble in certain situations, being able to recognize a situation and knowing what your outs are.
Right.
And obviously being, you know, quote unquote new to the sport of beach volleyball, it takes a little while to figure out what your outs are. How do you get out of trouble in any given situation?
Right.
And he's learning faster than anyone else I can think of.
Yeah.
But obviously there's still a little bit of catch up to be played there.
For sure. Not to mention he's played with 3 partners this year.
Right. Ricardo, even though Ricardo did almost exactly that same thing on a ball that Taylor dug over and out of bounds, Ricardo didn't like it when it was done in return to him.
Taylor giving the fake pass
right
when he knew it was out of bounds. Almost like Reid from that distance off the net better.
Yeah.
Every time I see him kind of come off, it opens up the court a little bit. It's less angles that Jake's able to take away. I don't think his off-speed game is going to be that good from there, but he can overpower the defender for sure. Nice play by Ricardo right there. And
Got it.
Reid tags the back line.
On cue, like you said, that ball is about 6-7 feet off the net. He can just elevate and really swing hard.
I mean, that's where you set it indoors, right? You get that big approach, and he's used to being about 4 or 5 feet off the net, I would say.
Right.
I could be a little off on that, but you would know better than me.
Do you find it difficult, more difficult to block players? That's a great serve down the middle. Just kind of a hybrid
lack
stinger.
of communication, too. Taylor just kind of hesitated. Looked like Jake knew it was Taylor's ball the whole time, but Taylor didn't know that.
So do you find it more difficult to block a player when he's, let's say, 5 to 8 feet off the net versus when he's inside 5 feet?
I think I like players on the net. It obviously depends who it is. You know, you put Ryan Doherty tight 50-50 ball. I don't want to battle him there because he's 7 feet and I'm 6'5". Put him off the net, and I'd love to go pick my spot and know where my partner's at and play defense like that. But you play these guys like Reid, guy that wants to unload on the ball. I can take a lot of angles from there and seal a lot of the court for
when
someone that wants to hit. Yeah, and force him to go up and over me and trust my defense when he's on the net. But you take it off, and now I have to open up some part of the court for you. I can't take it all when it's off the net. It's hard. There's good and bad things from each side, but a guy like Reid with his ability to hit off the net and has so much pace from there, I'd rather have him tight.
Yeah, probably the best example in the world of that range and ability from a good distance off the net would have to be Bruno, I would think. Right? He purposely takes Bruno, the reigning gold medalist from Brazil with his partner Alisson, takes the ball. I mean, he's a 6'1" guy, and he takes the ball purposely 6 to 7 feet off the net and has the range from there, right? And it makes it difficult on the blockers, makes it difficult on the defenders because it almost looks like he's out of system, but that's exactly where he wants to be.
It takes the blocker out of the play a little bit, and the blocker has to make bigger, more challenging moves. And if the ball's tight, it's easy to know where to put your feet, right?
Right.
But if it's off the net, it's not so easy. You have a bigger area that you have to cover, and it's just a little more difficult depending on what the attacker's tendency. There's that same distance there. That one's out.
Just out of bounds. We've got French fries on the board. 11.
Not sure what the discussion's going to be here. Does he think it hit the end line?
I think it hit the end line on the way out. It looks like about a half an inch out. It is that close, but you'll see it here. Unless it tagged it on the way in, that ball's out.
No.
Oh,
that's
so close.
Not a great angle to see whether or not it hit
We can see the mark from here, and it looks out. That one goes about 2 feet out.
There's our social media coordinator getting a boomerang of Tri and I doing our kyphotic mouth breathing look at the.
Ooh. There's Reid with a little tighter set. And
Reid Priddy, 12-12.
One of the things
off.
I noticed about that one, though, is he went sharp angle, right? Because Jake is, let's see, yeah, he's going to reach angle, but Reid, you know, kind of like we talked about in the last match, you know, you don't want to go with the JV angle.
Right.
You've got to sort of force yourself to hit some sharper angles against a block that's as competent as
I
Jake.
can do that too, says Taylor Crabb. Big swing.
Taylor delivering that
angle, and it's 13-12.
heat right back at Reid.
I would love to know, you know, we watch golf tournaments on Sundays and so forth, and they show you club head speed and all that.
Right.
I would love to know what the arm
speed.
swing version of that is for Taylor Crabb, because, I mean, that thing fires in a hurry.
Definitely. Nice shot. Oh, here we go. Some good volleyball right now. It's basically all I can do to describe it.
Incredible rally.
Oh, there's a red card. Red card.
Don't give him the red card. That was fun-lovingly done.
The only reason I want a red card is because I got a red card for this last year.
Did you
and
do
I
it
didn't
with,
know about it.
Did you do it with a smile on your face like Reid did, though?
No, I was pissed. I guarantee you Reid did not know that rule. I didn't know the rule.
Pretty much automatic red card.
And
I
I got a red card last year in this tournament.
Pretty much
And,
auto red card.
and I kicked it. No, mine might have gone out of the stadium too.
To Jake and Taylor with the red
That's really unfortunate. I would have hoped that the referees would have used a little bit better discretion there. I understand that it's an auto red card for doing that, but I mean that was just like, hey, that was a heck of a rally.
I don't think the fans care either.
Yeah, and watch the the smile on his face.
That's just Reid not knowing the rule, and I mean, great technique there.
Yeah, well, Reid was a soccer
player, volleyball
soccer player as a kid.
Oh, Jake.
And that's, you know, that bums me out for Reid and Ricardo that leads into another point for their opponents, you know. I agree with you that Reid is not thinking of that rule in that instance, because that wasn't maliciously done. That wasn't an undue show of frustration. That was just like, oh, hey, here's the ball and here's my foot.
He did send that thing over the pier, though.
Yeah,
which I love. It's pretty entertaining.
Since we have risers, bleachers on the pier this year, it could be argued he was just trying to involve the fans, which who can fault him for that?
Maybe the rule is actually that it can't go outside. You can't kick it out of the stadium or out of the court. But I mean, he didn't. Maybe if you consider the pier part of the stadium, maybe it wasn't outside of the playing area.
Yeah, and again, the unfortunate thing is that we're seeing it lead to a run of points as Jake got the trickle ace.
Come on.
Taylor's there, easy. Good approach, no block, no chance.
Nobody up for Taylor Crabb, and it's 18-12. The timeout for Ricardo and Reid.
All right, we're gonna check out in our little timeout here. We're gonna check out the dig of the day. So far, we've had some great matches. Let's see what we got. Early on in the day, first or second match on Stadium. Oh,
in there.
The Vandermeer brothers, David Vandermeer with the one-arm scoopy stab, and that's in.
Did they just drive down from Muscle Beach in their short shorts? I mean, what's happening there?
The gelled hair, the chain. Look at this.
As a throwback to the 70s when Arnold was patrolling Venice Beach.
They were ready to go.
Congratulations to them on dig of the day there. And also those retro looks. Well, we kind of approached the end of this match almost, unfortunately, after that exciting play and excellent technique on the punt from Reid. Jake and Taylor have really stretched out their lead and are now just 3 points away from victory in this match. Spiker clearly representing Power Crunch out there.
Yeah. And at 18 points right now, it is Power Crunch time.
That's right.
That's no touch. Reid's indoor style not translating against Jake Gibb right now.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I've heard Karchi talk about you got to swing for the court even when you're going for high hands. That's, again, like you said earlier, easier to say and harder to do.
Right.
Because I like that swing where you're kind of tight and you're going for hands, but you also rely a lot on the referee to see it if you get even a micro touch, right?
And in my opinion, yeah, so we do have match point here, and we have a point freeze, so Jake Gibb and Taylor Crabb have to be serving to win, and there's no let serve. But what I was going to say earlier is indoor players aren't trained to be moving their hands. You're really taking court, but rarely do they have their heads up and they're moving their hands separately. Like Jake Gibb is an expert at this. So it is a different type of block that Reid Priddy is playing against. Jake goes for the line on that serve right there, but goes just out. And maybe you know a little bit too. I played about a year and a half professionally indoors, and I never was really taught to block and look at things the way I was when I came on the beach. So as an attacker, I'm thinking the same thing. I can't be looking for the same things. And that, wow. I'm calling block or dig and deliver.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That would have been a great ending to that point. As it was, we call that a textbook side out from Gibb and Crabb, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. Jake Gibb delivering with the dig.
Dig from his knees, I think. He was just kind of laying in the sand, threw the arms out, scooped it up. Goes over to wipe some. I'm not sure if he was wiping sweat off of his lenses or he just wanted to show kind of the east side of the stands, his ab game.
Now you'll see a lot of these guys doing kind of the scoop defense. It's not a new thing, but some players do it more than others. You are one of the best liberos of your time. What do you think about digging with, so what I call a scoop is digging with your palms open, I guess creating more surface area rather than with your platform, a normal passing platform.
Some of the, like one of the terminologies that Coach Hildebrand used to use with like Casey Patterson and Jake Gibb the last 4 years is surface area to the sky, just as a concept on defense, right? Like when you're seeing guys hitting the ball as hard as Reid Priddy and Taylor Crabb out there, oftentimes you don't have time to get your platform together as a unit, right? So you want to start with a little bit of width and have as much surface area pointing towards the sky as you possibly can.
Oh, now, there's an ace.
That's no good, though, because we're frozen.
Oh, you're right, you're right.
So we're going to redo that serve.
They did get 1 point back, though, but we're staying at 2013.
So just to finish up on the defense, you know, as much as you possibly can, you want to get that platform together and solid to dig. But if you don't have the time, or you're kind of in the wrong position, or you're stretched out or whatever, it can be very effective to just have some surface area pointing towards the sky. And we're seeing two of the best in the business in Taylor Crabb and Reid Priddy doing that.
Yep. Ricardo with the block there in the meantime. That's 2 real points.
We're going to find out if 8 was the threshold here.
Yeah.
It is 14-20 with Ricardo at the line again.
Nice little shot there.
Nice change up. That hang time hanging longer than Ricardo, which isn't too hard for Taylor.
He looks more calm and collected jumping and at the apex of his jump than I do standing on a box hitting balls at a blocker. It's unbelievable.
Jake back to serve. Match point. Looking to finish this one off.
There was a veteran move that might have been missed in the midst of that play from Ricardo. He thought about hand setting that and decided discretion was the better part of valor.
Let's see that decision making. Yeah.
No, I'm going to go ahead and not end this match on a Chuck call.
Ooh, pretty unloading on it, but Taylor taking it. Wow, another block and a stare down by Ricardo,
Make it
imposing
15.
his will a little bit. It's hard when you're down 15-20, but Ricardo's still going to do it.
Well, Reid and Ricardo were on the receiving end of one of the all-time epic comebacks. Once the
right.
score was frozen, right?
Against Slick and
Billy
Allen.
and Stafford.
Right.
In San Francisco, was that?
Yep.
They would like to hand out their own epic comeback here.
Great play by Taylor, staying aggressive, seeing that Ricardo's going to bite on that hit again, and just smoothly getting the side out.
Key there, as you've talked about many times, is that he stayed aggressive with his approach, right?
Yeah.
So he really was able to sell the hit.
The shot really wasn't that good, but the fact he got Ricardo to bite on the hit,
right?
Which I think he was coming in to hit, but he's so good that he's able to change in midair, seeing what the block's giving him. And then he didn't really need to make that great of a shot, just needed to place it back towards the line somewhere.
And when you weigh 160 pounds, it's easy to kind of just float and make moves like that. I'd be remiss if I didn't make at least one mention of how light Taylor Crabb is out there on the court.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need any extra weight playing beach volleyball, really.
No, you don't.
Strength, sure. You want strength, but you can get it done without it. It's kind of the balance that you're looking for. Oh, wow. What a dig. Making it look easy and finishing.
And right down the middle.
Jake Gibb and Taylor Crabb.
What a play to finish it. What a play to finish it.
Reid and Ricardo pushed
by the one guy who's not an Olympian.
And they move to the final round of the winner's bracket. We'll see Ricardo and Reid in the contenders.
Much like we talked about in our women's match that preceded this one here on Stadium Court. Not really a team you want to see a lot of if you're in the contenders bracket. Ricardo and Reid playing some great volleyball. That was the second chance we got to see them on Stadium Court today, and both matches were exciting and super high level. So we'll look forward to seeing more of them tomorrow. Congrats to Jake and Taylor on a super high level match, and well played by them.
Staying in the
winners.
Staying in the winners bracket.